Yo, Lego Transformers Bumblebee movie Bumblebee. Version 2. It's your boy Say here. Let's get right into it. Wow. Apologies, I had to throw a couple of Ice Barrage sound effects in there for the remix one time. Shout out to OSRS Beatz, because y'all already know we don't do regular schmegula out here on the Lego Say channel. Okay, now let's get right into it. So as mentioned before, this is the V2. And unlike that version 1, which was only about 5 or 6 inches max, this version here is coming in at a good 8.5 inches from head to toe. And with the updated scale of this Bumblebee, we also have some major improvements to the overall detailing and proportioning of this guy. And much needed ones, because I think we can all agree that V1 was looking a little goofy, bruh. But you know what? We've evolved. No, we've leveled up. So now most of my newer builds are about 2 inches taller, but are way more detailed and realistic looking and have way better proportions in terms of their arms and legs. Oh. But not only that, due to the fact that I use way more ball joints to construct the limbs of my builds now, they have a lot more articulation and look way more natural within their standing poses. Unlike my version 1s, which looked way too stiff and awkward looking as they stood upright. Hold up, we still not done yet, because with all of those improvements came better overall construction and better overall stability. So the version 1 was really fragile, couldn't stand by itself, and actually had to go through a little bit of parts forming to get from its vehicle mode into its robot mode.
Hey yo, what the f?
But when we take a look at the back of the version 2, clean, bro. Clean. No excess kibble hanging off, no parts forming, and no stand required.
Huh?
So you see, Lego builders that build without using stands are of the elite tier of Lego builders, if you will. So you would say they're quite skilled. Yes, quite skilled indeed. In fact, one might even go as far as to call them advanced. So das avance. Okay, now that we've gotten all the improvements out the way, let's talk about this weaponry here. So for starters, we have the Bumblebee hand cannon here, which he sports several times in the movie as he's fighting various Decepticons. I added a couple of translucent red pieces on the bottom here just to give it a more realistic look and make it seem as though it's just fired. Next up, we've got Bee's retractable arm blade, which he uses at the end of the movie to fight against Shatter. Now, all I did to really create this blade was just take a pre-made bionicle piece and tab it onto the inside of his wrist. Considering Bumblebee's arm blade isn't really too detailed to begin with, I feel like it works just fine. And lastly, although this next part isn't weapon related, as you can see, I made a modification to Bumblebee's face right here. So instead of having the smooth 1x1 tile piece that sits in between his eyes, giving him a more neutral facial expression, I added a 1x3 yellow angled tile piece to give him a more angry looking facial expression. And it really just takes about 2 seconds to switch him back, so that's really cool. Although it's not that complex, it really does add to Bumblebee's display value, because he can have this more calm looking face or a super angry battle ready looking face. Now on another note, if you guys are interested in having me build your favorite Lego mechs or Lego Transformers, consider becoming a Super Say, membership link in the description. Or if you too build Lego mechs or Lego Transformers and would like to share your work, you should definitely pop into my Lego Mech Facebook group. That link is also in the description. Now I would say constructing and detailing just the chest alone was the hardest part of this entire build. And it took me a good couple of hours to finally get it right. We're talking a good 5 hours, bro. And because of that, it brought the overall build time of this build to 16 hours. So it took a hefty amount of trial and error to finally get a decent looking chest design. And really it's just because the middle portion of his chest here folds down and then the bottom gated portion here has to fold up so that it looks more compact. So getting the internal workings of all that to flow smoothly without any clearance issues inside this tiny little chest right here, yeah, that was some good stress. But we got it. But you know what? We doing a lot of talking about this bumper right now. So let's see how this bumper looks in Bumblebee's vehicle mode.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, and here we have Bumblebee back in his 1967 Volkswagen vehicle mode. And honestly, bro, I really like this. It's clean, it's compact, and this pre-made bar piece that I used here looks so much more realistic and accurate compared to the homemade constructed one that I used for that version 1. Now the front portion of the hood here is a little bit more kibbly than I'd like, but a worthy sacrifice for the overall improvements in construction all around with this build here. Like for a robot mode that came out like that, and a car mode that came out looking like this, I'm a-okay with that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. When it comes to Transformers, do you prefer a cleaner looking robot mode or do you prefer a cleaner looking vehicle mode? For me, it's definitely the vehicle mode that has to be the cleanest of the two. Now, besides the updated bar section of the front of the car here, we've also got some other smaller improvements as well. We've got some newly added rear view mirrors here, larger scaled wheels so they better fit the proportion of the frame, and a reproportioned upper cabin section here so that it better fits the lower portion of the car.
Nice.
Swinging around to the back here, we've got some exposed feet, but I'm actually alright with that too because it's not too obtrusive and doesn't affect the overall aesthetic of the car. And can I get a size comparison, please?
Yes, sir!
Alright, so B here is coming in at a good 7 inches in his vehicle mode, so he lost a good 1.5 inches, and that's really just because in order for him to transform, his waist has to collapse down along with his legs so that he can fit everything inside of this tiny Beetle car here.
Oh.
Alright, now next up we got Bumblebee movie Cliff Jumper on the roster, and really the only reason I'm going to do him real quick is because I'm going to use the exact same vehicle mode for him and just color him red, white, and black. But if you guys are interested in seeing another one of my Lego Transformers from the Bumblebee movie, you best check out that Bumblebee movie Shatter build. I'll leave the link to that video at the end of this one. And also feel free to check out my new Lego building live streams. I just got finished building this awesome Venom head right here. They're only about 2 hours long, but if you can catch them, then pop in there.